So, I want to thank you for being here. Happy New Year. I've had the pleasure of seeing a man join my Patreon group and cancel within 3 hours because he could not see Jesus having sex. And then he proceeded to ask me about his lingam. And could I help him getting a powerful lingam? But he didn't want to be part of a crowd. I'm not here to shame anyone. I'm here to tell you something. You men listening to me right now, what the fuck are you people doing? Because this man proceeded to tell me that he was a follower of Nick Fuentes. Now, let me just say this. Nick Fuentes is a virgin, most likely, with homoerotic tendencies, like fantasies. Nothing wrong with that if you're out of the fucking closet. My problem is when you're in the closet with all that weird ass shit in your head. Nick Fuentes made a comment about how he wanted a woman to just make him cookies. A woman will make you cookies when you are a man. Women make cookies for their sons, not the man, not their man. Women make cookies for their fathers, for Father's Day. Women who make cookies, oh, I got a violation. Oh, warning, flag for harassment and bullying. Oh, I'm sorry. I've intruded on your masculine little brains. Okay, no problem. I'm going to tell you something. When you come to women like me, and you come with a weak male mind, you will get foot to ass. Why do you think I create these images that really trigger certain men, by the way? Do you know why? Because the men that I put on my screen, when you see whether it's Yeshua or the expression of various images of Yeshua as a man of color, as a white man with a beard, but have you know they're always built? They're always muscular to some level. And the men that come to me, I don't think they've ever seen a fucking gym. I think they've driven by one. And this is me being me. And you listening to me as a woman at a kitchen table, fed up with men like this. Men who come to me with their weird, deviant little fucking fantasies. I'm sick of that shit. You come to a woman like me, a high priestess with honor. You treat me with honor. You don't treat me like you want to make me your bitch. Okay? Because that's not going to work, because I'll see through you. I'll still be polite to some level, but I will still put foot to ass. The fact that we open our doors to open a group for men. If you think that weak-jawed, weak-kneed men are going to lead the planet into 5D. And by the way, weak-jawed, weak-kneed, what does that mean? It means a man who doesn't fucking hike. It means a man who doesn't connect with nature. It means a man who doesn't fucking, I don't care if you're doing yoga. I don't care if you're doing Pilates. I don't care if you're lifting weights or running or swimming. But if you're not connected to your body in some capacity in your life, then you don't have the wisdom, and you don't have a connection with God. You don't have a connection with nature. You don't have a connection with your body. You don't have a connection with your lingam. This man had the audacity to ask me about how to connect with his lingam when he can't even connect with his throat chakra, his heart chakra. We're not selling fucking OnlyFans here, okay, friends? We're selling nothing. A woman's circle, inviting men to create their circle, and we hold sacred spaces, two high priestesses, me and Andromeda Flame or Jennifer, should be fucking respected. This is not your OnlyFans page where you get your little kicks. Don't fucking come at me like that ever again. And it's not harassment and bullying at all. Stop harassing and bullying women around the world. And they're always coming out of weak-jawed, weak-kneed men. It's funny, there's a guy, I forgot his name, he's a soldier. He went to Afghanistan. You should look him up. Dancing Boy, Afghanistan Dancing Boys. Afghanistan Dancing Boys, look it up. The misogyny, the deviancy comes from men who hide or who intellectualize their homoerotic tendencies. Gay men are not a problem at all because they're out living their life, making love to their husband, and having a wonderful life and having female friends, male friends, whatever. I have a problem with men who hide their weakness and then try to destroy women through their misogyny. You have been allowed to be misogynist throughout your incarnation and mine when I was a man for over 2,000, going on 3,000 years. The misandry you see today is a recent form of liberation when women can finally be allowed to feel what you have always felt against women. Freely. Indoctrinated through the three Abrahamic religions and beyond. Freely. So for the last 75 years, women have burned their bras. And they're getting more and more with the Me Too movement. And by the way, the Me Too movement involved men. Men were also victims of men. Boys were victims of men. And I'm surprised that a man like Nick Fuentes has the empathy to think that, kids being slaughtered, brown kids being slaughtered in Gaza is a wrong thing. It's a shock. He's got that going for him. I'll give him that. But before you approach a high priestess, you better be a man. Because if you're a boy wearing men's clothes, we'll see right through you. We'll see right through you. There are 45, 55, 65, 75-year-old men. They look like men. They're little, fragile, misogynist, little fucking Neanderthal boys. And we're pretty much sick of it. So we're not, the circles we're creating, the dialogues we're creating. If you can't see Yeshua as a man who made love and revered fucking women and made love to his woman, Mary of Magdalene, if you can't even wrap your head around that, you're not man enough. If you can't wrap your head around your father making love to your mother to create you, you're not man enough. And you're not woman enough either. Because if you can't understand how you got here, between the thighs of a woman, then you're not man enough. I am sick to death of men that stay in their dark little corners, that think that because they are moving up in their spiritual knowledge, that they've healed themselves. Because until you start healing other men, and your silence is what you hold on to, do you think it's easy for us as women to go out? Us who hide ourselves from the public, who do not want to be recognized, who do not want to be famous. We don't want people to shake our hands. We're not like foodies. We're not like influencers where people, oh my God, I know you. I know your show. I see your show. We don't want to be recognized. We do it because no one else is doing it. We do it because we are being pushed by something we can't understand to do this. Andromeda Flame, Jennifer, and other incredible high priestesses creating contents behind images. They're not doing it to become famous. They're doing it because we need more and more voices of rational, loving wisdoms. We need wisdoms, but we also need masculine wisdom, and we're not getting it. We high priestesses are being harassed by little, knock-kneed, pigeon-toed men. And take it how you think. I've had actually men fucking say, he's buffed. Yeah, dude, go to the fucking gym. I used to have a fucking body. Why don't you get a body? When I was your age, I had a body. What the fuck are you doing? All my men I've been with lifted weights or did something, running up hills or fucking hiked for hours, sweated, chopped wood, carried water, whatever. If you're not connected to your body, but you're asking about your lingam, are you fucking for real? Are you for real? You're concerned about your lingam? Why don't you learn how to talk to a woman? How about that? Talk to your own brothers. Because your brothers out there are fucking annihilating themselves. They are deleting themselves left and right. Why don't you open your fucking throat chakra and save your brothers from self-annihilation? How's that? Self-deletion, since Guy refused the word, use the word unalivened. That ridiculous, insipid word created by knock-kneed men and women. Yeah. We need the men who have their shit together to start being vocal, and you need to tap on my shoulder and let me know you're there. And other people like me around the world, so we can protect you, and we can actually circle the wagons against these fools, both of the masculine and feminine sex. I'm not into misandry, my friend, but I sure in the fuck know why it's happening. I sure in the fuck know. The woman who was made into a movie, Monster, I won't even say that bitch's name, not to mention I don't remember her name, but I won't say her name even if I knew it. Please don't type it up here. I don't want her energy in this room. I'm not into that either. I'm seeing women using her as a poster child to their incredible rage against, well, men. And I'm horrified. If you have ever followed me for more than a month, you will know, as a mother who has raised a boy into a son, how I am not into misandry. I'm not into females who hate men, but I sure in the fuck am not going to accept a man who doesn't recognize a high priestess when he talks to one or hears one or sees one. I'm not your bimbo. You come to me right, or I will fucking call you out. And you won't have, you will think that you are now a castrato when I'm done with you. Oh, you'll be singing high tunes. And that's where I'm at. And I can see the problem here. Thank you, beautiful. I can see the problem. I can see the problem in the planet. And I said there's a live I have on YouTube that is called, it will be high priestesses that teach men how to be men. Not joking. You men who have your shit together, you're not saying shit. And when a man, like my son's age or other men his age, actually say something, you will try to demean, attack, and bully them because you are knock-kneed and you are weak-jawed with buck teeth. That's it. You will hide behind your keyboard like you look like the man on this fucking, right here, the man I just chose. Like you look like a god. You want to look like that. You want to be like that. But you will try to actually destroy men who look like that. That's the bullshit. That is the absolute irony of ironies. Nick Fuentes is a cute man. He must have been a very, very cute boy. And that poor man, something happened to him to turn him into the raging. He hates women. He hates women. And he particularly hates strong, powerful women. And that's what's influencing our young men. A man who's terrified of a woman like me. If I was 30 years old, he'd be terrified of me. That's insane. Terrified. Fuck, he would have been terrified of me when I was 19. I used to see them looking at me, wanting, and yet not coming up. And many of you women know exactly. This is not arrogance. This is not me fucking patting myself on the back. I'm talking about power. You've seen these men afraid of you approaching you because of your looks, because of your power, because of your sensuality, your charisma. You've seen it. You know exactly what I'm talking about. This is not some self-aggrandizement. This is just fucking facts. I recognize those men. They're afraid of women. Women. That's why these men go for underage or bimbos, because they can actually manipulate them and ruin these women, ruin them. And what I'm afraid of is good men being ruined by toxic, angry women filled with poison. So what's the end? What's the takeaway? Well, I mean, my takeaway is simple. Please stop the gender wars. Stop them, because ultimately there's so many assholes. It's insane. They come in all colors, all shapes, and all genders. It simplifies your life, my friend. But this call is to men. Don't ever approach me like that ever again. Don't ever do it. Like, not me. This is the wrong bitch. Don't do this with me. I'm the wrong bitch. Because I am a bitch. And I'll make sure you never forget it. Not with insults, but with truth. And sometimes truth is worse than insults. Because an insult is an insult. A truth that hits you, weak men have weak lingam, is a truth. That's right. Weak men have weak lingam. Okay, so how does a man have a strong lingam, since that's your question, my little friend? Let me explain to you how it works. A powerful lingam is a powerful connected to nature. It's all your chakras in sync, cleaning them and resetting them every day. It's the ability to express your emotions to other men, the ability to not sexualize every female in categories. Oh, she's old. I don't want to fuck her. I'm not interested in her. Oh, she's hot. I'm going to sexualize her because she's hot. It's the throat chakra speaking the truth with integrity, with empathy, compassion, care, nurturing, not sexualizing everything. It's a heart being open so the throat chakra can speak the truth, so the heart is open. It's the ability to speak in small groups, big groups. It's the ability to hold sacred space and not judge and think that people like Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones are people to look up to. People that demean other people. Did you ever see the movie Trading Places? Yeah, watch the movie Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd and I forgot his name. Anyway. And what does that show? What does that show you? Stop judging people for their color, their skin, and look at where they're coming from, what their foundational structure begins. So a man with a strong lingam is balanced. He's in his tantric power. He sees sex as a sacrament. He sees sex as yoga. His lingam, he owns it. No one owns him. Not another woman, not an OnlyFans page, not some chick on some site, not some woman who he'll never have, putting her on a pedestal, and he'll never have her, and he fucking knows it in his heart. A strong lingam is a man who owns his lingam, owns his heart, owns his throat, understands and trusts his third eye, understands and is not afraid of the unseen and the unknown. He actually can meditate and go into vision quests and not scare the shit out of himself into orthodox religions. A man who owns his lingam and understands how to use it actually understands God energy. He understands he's been a man, he's been a woman, he's been gay, he's been straight, he's been all these things and more. Things we can't even fathom. And it is no different than a woman. A real woman owns her yoni for the exact same reasons. So, play your little games with your little group of boys and kick rocks. We're not here to save you. We're not here to open sacred space for you. We honestly don't give one fuck either way. But when you come to a high priestess, you better bend the knee or get the fuck out of the way. It's that simple. Because no matter what you think, your very beginnings was in the womb of a woman. And if your frequency match was to be born in the womb of a woman that was a bimbo, that was you. You were a frequency match to her. That should say a lot about you. Once again. Some of us chose powerful parents. Some of us did not choose. We were a frequency match. We were literally catapulted into wombs, mothers. We didn't understand. But you know what? You need to work that shit out in yourself. There are millions of people who have been born in the most horrific situation who came out the other side fantastic human beings. What's your fucking excuse, my little boyfriend? What's your little excuse? And so that's my question. Because there are tons of women, tons of men that have gone through sad, brutal parenting, brutal. And they came out as human beings, beautiful, beautiful human beings. It was a choice. So I have created over 930 videos on my YouTubes that are all fucking free. All of them free. All of them free. No membership required. Why? Well, because I'm serious. Because my opinion doesn't really matter, but it's one opinion of maybe 100 to 1,000 opinions you might want to look at. It gives you an opportunity to actually exercise your free will to listen to my opinion and 1,000 others to see what makes sense to you. But fucking grow yourself up into a man or into a woman. And in this case, we're talking about men. You're failing your brothers. And so we as women have stepped up to say we will open sacred space to save the life of the brothers you're not willing to fucking save. You just want to save yourself. You just want to be in your own little fucking private Idaho. Lost in translations. Because no one understands you. I'm going to trigger a lot of you. I'll probably lose a lot of subscribers. Good riddance. Fucking keep going. But if we want a new earth, and if we believe that we are the co-architects of this new earth, then it's all hands on deck, my friends, all hands on deck. There are people right now being triggered to start speaking out to help those who are lost in the wild winds of depression, who don't want to speak out, but they see that there's no other choice. They're being forced to speak out by forces, energies, grabbing us by the shoulder and going, nope, do a live, nope, do a post, do something, say something, anything, but speak from your heart. We can't be left with a planet where all we have are weak men, because that's what's happening right now. All the good ones are basically leaving, and all the assholes and idiots are staying because they don't have balls. They don't have heart. And we need to grab as many of the good ones, men out there as possible. Some of you are raising boys into sons. Some of you have a man that's dealing with addiction and depression. Take care of that man, my friend. I don't mean baby him, because a lot of women out there are so angry. You're not their mother. No, but you're the high-level soulmate. You are their eternal consort. It is the love of your life. Do something. Help them. Help them with videos like this. Help them with any content, anything. Just any books on tapes. Come on, baby, let's go on a ride and let's listen to a book. Iron John, anything. Because men are not spiritualists in the male community of spiritualism. They're talking about spirituality, not what is destroying men. We women are actually talking about what's destroying men. Do you understand? We're talking about many of us, like Andromeda Flame. We're talking about ascension. We're talking about ascension, eternal consorts, love, runner, chaser, depression, ascension of fear of the unknown, manifestation. The divine blueprints of the sacred union, why it was destroyed, orthodox religions were going on, and then we run back to, hey, I know why these brothers are taking themselves out. Because those men who are humiliating, prodding men to, come on, man, just, you're calling them names. shaming them at their most vulnerable. These weak-jawed, weak-kneed men. To men that look like, I'm not kidding, one of the men that just recently passed away by his own hand about 9 months ago looked basically like this. Like this, right here. The picture you see. Gorgeous. Smart. An influencer. Spiritualist. You couldn't take it anymore. Because men need brothers. Yeah, it's good for them to have girlfriends, platonic sisters from, you're the sister from another mother type of thing. Okay. But ultimately, just like I need a sister, a man needs a brother. And I find it alarming that, for example, my son, his two best friends are females. Why do I feel that it's alarming? Well, like he said it himself. They're idiots. I can't talk to these men. They're ridiculous. And I can be myself with my sisters from another mother. I can cry. I can be vulnerable. We can have a fucking good time. We can talk about all kinds of shit. And I don't get judged. They don't judge me. I don't judge them. We have a great time. Men, stop competing with men. Stop chasing pussy. Okay? Stop chasing your lingam. Getting laid is not a flex. Any idiot can do it. Stay at a bar in a 5-star hotel, dress nice, smell nice, and someone eventually will come up to you. It's not hard to get laid. Any fool can do it. You know what's hard to do? Seeing probably your dream girl walk by and she smiles at you and you're married or with a girlfriend and you don't fucking lift a finger. Now that's owning your lingam. That's hard. That's hard. Committing to the woman you're with. That, my friend, that is hard. Getting laid is not. And why is it that a woman has to tell you that, my fine young brother? Why does it take a woman like me to tell you that when it should be by all men should tell you this? All of you men who are supposedly spiritualists, why aren't you doing videos like this? Why am I the one fucking doing this shit constantly? Why am I seeing other women doing this shit constantly? Where the fuck are you people? Why aren't men in the spiritual community saying this? It's insane. Into harmony. We are curious and generous about their experience. They double down on their entitlement. Time's up. Thank you, my friend. But men after men after men after men are failing our brothers. I have another client who has not that body, but a face like that I'm working with. He has a face just like that man right here. He's like 27. Just take off 10 years off this man's face. He has a face like that. I'm saying it so you understand. I'm not trying to sell beauty, but I'm going to say to you something. Because I did a whole video on beauty and how beauty is not goodness. So, but we're staying on a subject here. This young man that's working with me who's 27 has gone through so much pain, emotional pain, spiritual pain. He's gone through situations where he literally lost his mind, and he had to be helped, clinically helped. He's such an incredible, precious soul. If we give him 10 years of love, if he was surrounded by what he needs in a community, in 10 years, this young man would be a fucking magical, incredible, wise one who would help many, many men around the world. The problem is we're losing them before they can get to that point of stepping into solid foundation. And he's got a beautiful face. And why is that important? Well, when you get your camera on your face and you look beautiful, unfortunately, because people are kind of dumb, they look at your beauty will stop them, whether you're, a male or female. Your beauty will stop them from scrolling. And that's why it was given to you. Beauty is given to those who are wise and soulful and, just wonderful souls so that you can capture their attention. What you say after that is very critical. Beauty is not just given to you for the fuck of it. None in this timeline. It's a different reason. And that reason is exactly what I just said, to capture people. And so we need to teach them to tap into their innate, infinite wisdom. And we have to get to them before they annihilate themselves off this planet. Now, do you see my urgency? So men who are spiritualists, like Bashar, why don't you talk about male fucking depression, my friend? Bashar, why don't you start talking to men? Lee Harris, why don't you talk to men? Fuck women, we're good. We're actually doing quite good. Believe it or not. But right now we have an epidemic of good men leaving this planet in droves. So Bashar, Lee Harris, and other channelers, Adam Apollo, I don't know, who else? Who else? It's time you guys talked about what men need to do. Because the good men are leaving and the assholes are staying. And that's why we're having such incidents of violence against women. Just to be clear. To be clear. Okay? So something has to be done because men aren't listening to people like me. Not really. Because how many men are here on this live? None. How many men will listen to this live? None. How many? Seriously. One, maybe two. And the irony is I'm preaching to the choir. Men, you're under attack. Good men, you are under attack by your own brothers. Their energetic frequency is rattling the cage of deviancy. And it is attacking women, good women as well. I mean, all women. Doesn't matter if they're good or bad. All women are under attack by these deviant, fucked up men. Look up the video of the Afghan boys, the dancing boys. And look at what the Afghanistani men have done to the women in Afghan. That's all I gotta say. Please watch it. Because if you think A Handmaid's Tale is bad, you should see what they've done to the women in Afghanistan since 2000. You should see what happened. One of the great surgeons was a woman, the best surgeon in Afghanistan. And when they came in with their bullshit, because God forbid I should say words that will get me banned. When they came in with their bullshit, their orthodoxy, their misogyny, she was fully veiled from head to toe. And she couldn't see to perform surgery. So I hope to God that woman left the fucking country. Because we are losing some of the most brilliant female minds in Afghanistan. All religions are inherently misogynistic. That's about as feminist as I'll go. But that's pretty fucking outre for me to say because what I'm saying is pretty damning. Do you understand? It is very damning for a woman to say what I just said. Prove me a liar. Prove me a liar, please. I beg of you. I'll go on my hands and knees and kiss your feet. Prove me a liar. These religions are not misogynistic. And I'll show you a planet in 5D. Because if we did not have misogyny, misandry, based on... But by the way, what came in? The chicken or the egg? No, misogyny came before misandry. Misogyny. The very hand that grabbed the throats of the oracles of Delphi, which I've talked about in depth. The squeeze, the high priestess's ability to see beyond the veils and to give good counsels to the burgeoning warriors and emperors and kings that would come. And presidents. They put us in chastity belts. They sent us to nunneries. They sent us into mental hospitals. They lobotomized us. Should I go on? And they created wars to destroy good men. If they came back, they were mentally incompetent or destroyed, emotionally bereft. Good men would never come back from a war happy-go-lucky ever again. It doesn't work that way. Wars is a culling of consciousness. And that's why women are under attack. I used to walk the streets of New York City in 1979, 1980, in cowboy boots and a trench coat at 10:30, 11:30 at night from 90th and 3rd to Park Avenue and back. And I was never afraid. And this was when you should have been afraid. The harassment of women has increased to levels I didn't think I'd ever live to see. I would have thought that by the 21st century, we would be walking out of the dominion of misogynistic men. It's increased because of weak men. Weak men create hard times, as they say. And we are in hard times. I don't have much else to say. I mean, what the fuck am I going to say here? What am I going to say? I think I've said it all. Anything else, I'm circling and circling and circling, saying the same thing. So, if you have the balls to share this with your lover, father, brother, sons, uncles, ex-boyfriends, ex-husbands, feel free. It'll be on YouTube. That's if TT doesn't fuck me up on this one. But when I use men that look like this, it is a metaphor for strength. I'm not asking you to be beautiful, my young friend. I'm not asking you to be 6'3", my young friend. I'm asking you to be strong. I don't care if you're 5'2". Napoleon was a powerhouse. Bad example, but good example. It doesn't take height to make a man. It takes strength of character, resolve, a plan, and, unlike Napoleon, integrity. A good man doesn't want to be an emperor. He wants to be a protector, a nurturer, a guidance, a wise one. He wants to be like a Yeshua. He wants to sit with the homeless, sit and listen to an old man or an old woman speak their stories, play with children, heal the ones he can heal, counsels the one he can counsel, speak parables and stories, make people laugh, make his woman feel like she's the only one, and make his children feel like they are everything to him. You don't have to be, it's not height, it's not muscle, it's not beauty of face, it's beauty of soul, which will make you beautiful, literally, physically beautiful. Sending you much love on your journey. Namaste. Follow me on YouTube.